Hey guys, it is me, Tanya, founder of the TNG Designs Group Limited. I hope you're all keeping safe and well. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about why is branding important. So yes, I have done videos on this in more so in terms of specifically why it's important to business, all this kind of stuff. However, I want to talk to you about why it's important as a whole. And yes, by the way, everybody has a brand, but it's what you choose to do with the brand. That's what makes a difference. So before we get stuck into this video, I want to make sure that not only do you understand why it's important, but equally what it can do for you and the growth of who you are. Because when you address these specific things that I'm going to be sharing with you, you're going to understand how to make sure that you are building an awareness that allows for the growth of who you are, the growth of your business or the growth of your personal brand, the fight, the cause, whatever that outcome, that general thing is. You're going to understand how to make sure that that is lifted, that is made aware of in the best possible kind of a way, so that you can make sure that you are standing out and getting noticed, even more importantly, for all the right reasons. So folks, before you get stuck into this video, make sure you go ahead and like, subscribe to this channel, because I want to make sure that you do not miss out on any videos that I go ahead and upload. As always, stick around to the very end, because I've got a super cool gift to be able to share with you. And without further ado, let's get stuck into it. Okay, so as I said, we're going to be talking about why branding is important. And yes, it is important. No, it's not a luxury. And yes, it is a necessity. So here's reasons why. When you address these specific things that I'm about to share with you, you're going to know just how much it can actually lead to the idea of the growth of your business, and just how much it can actually, because of that growth, it can actually also lead to even more sales within your business. And here's why. You start addressing key things, especially, let's start here, aside from your VPV, as you already know, you start addressing the idea of, from what you discover from your VPV, how to stand out more, how to get noticed, how to make sure that you are actually connecting with the right type of audience, not any audience, but the right type of audience. Because at the end of the day, folks, we're not supposed to be serving everybody. No, there's way too many people for that. However, we are supposed to be making sure that we are serving a specific group, because these are the groups that we actually resonate with. And perhaps it's because it's about your story that you've experienced. And perhaps it's because you want to make sure that somebody goes from a specific pain point all the way through to this amazing gain, to this amazing way of making sure that they are moving forward from the get-go. So when they come across your path, they need to understand that you can actually help them, and you are the best person to come to in order for that help to happen, right? But that can only happen if you address your VPV. And that can only happen if you share things like your story, share things like your message as well. All these things, your story, your values, your vision, your purpose, all those assets, and they are assets, they actually help to build the awareness of your brand. When you build the awareness of your brand, this is how your brand starts becoming important, right? This is how equally understanding why branding is important, this is where it also begins. When you understand on your key assets, you start standing out above your competition because of your key assets. And you remember in a previous video that I've done, I talked about this idea of your human point, your unique human point. Rather than thinking of it your selling point, it's your unique human point. When you start resonating or shining or stepping out and showing up with your unique human point, that helps to create your message, that helps to create your story, that helps to make sure that you drive home the ideas of your values, your vision, and your purpose as to why you do what you do and who it is that you're specifically helping. You start building on the idea of what you want to be known for. And you start building even more so the idea of your awareness. Now, with your brand awareness, it's super important to be able to make sure that you are getting yourself out there in a way that resonates and is congruent to your beliefs, to your values, to the reason why you do what you do. Because if it's misaligned in any kind of a way, it naturally shows. You're going to be showing up in front of interviews or in front of people like with an energy that is next to nothing, literally nothing, because it doesn't align with your values. Versus you showing up with the confidence, with the certainty about you and your brand, in a way that is actually drawing attention towards you, because people now understand that passion. People now understand and get you. Even more importantly, they even also get how you can actually go ahead and help them. This versus this, that's the difference. You showing up with this more, that's the difference. You showing up with the information, with the value, even more importantly, with the story that really hits home and resonates and drives home a message to an audience that you really want to work with. That's the difference. When you understand your VPV, when you understand how you can actually get noticed with this and how you can get noticed with your story, your message, and then some, you make all those amazing connections and you start building on the awareness of what you want to be known for. And equally, you start building on your reputation as well. You know, I've always shared this message with you, the idea of repetition equals reputation. I say it for a reason, because you do that more and more and often enough, you start being remembered for the reasons why you do what you do. When people just see a color, they get to represent within their own mind. Remember, I talked about the idea of what branding actually means. It's the idea of burning a memory or your identity within their own minds, right? Creating that mark. When people see a specific color, when they hear a certain phrase, they're automatically going to be thinking of you. Think like Nike, think like Google, think like McDonald's, think like Coca-Cola. They specifically have their own values. They specifically have their own slogans and so forth to help others to resonate not only with their message, but equally to remember it as well. What is your own slogan? What is your own messaging? What are your own color palettes? And it does actually work with your color palettes as well. You know, if you ever come across me, if you ever see my stuff out there, you will always see sunshine yellow. You will always know that yellow represents TNG Designs Group Limited. Yellow represents me equally, because not only is it a lovely bright color, but it's equally, I choose a specific tone because it's a warming color. I want people to feel welcome when they come to work with me. And I want to make sure that when people see my color, they're not afraid of the color. I want them to really be welcomed in, and I want them to be comfortable, even more importantly, because branding as a whole, understanding what I do as a whole from the outsider looking in, it creates there is confusion out there. Let's face it, right? My videos can go as only far as I can allow them to go, or others can allow them to go, even more importantly. However, to be able to make sure that my message gets shared, that's something that's important. And I want to make sure that even from the likes of my color, even from the likes of my message, and even from the likes of my story, all those things get resonated with, so that all those things can be known even more and more and more, so that my reputation can equally be built on even more beyond me. Because folks, your brand, it doesn't just stop with you right here in this space. No, it goes beyond you, right? So what are things that are out there that are actually talking for you? 9 times out of 10, other people are referring people to you because they already know what you're like, right? 9 times out of 10, your flyers, your roller banners, your posters, all these amazing things that you've got, all your assets, your guiding tools, you know, I talk about that before. All of those things are still representing you without you being there. So again, what are they saying about you? Your branding and why it's important, I cannot stress to you enough that your messaging, your colors, all this kind of stuff needs to be consistent as to what they are, so that you are known for your specific things. Not for anybody else's, but your specific things. And if you're the type of person who wants to make sure that they are standing out, this is what you address. So now moving on from that, you build your awareness, right? You build all these things. Then you move on to the idea of what you can also make sure that you do, which is obviously building on your connections, because that's what helps to build on the idea of what you want to be known for beyond you. But then it also goes into the growth of your business. Then it also goes into the growth of your brand, whether it be personal or business, right? Then from that, you go on and you boost the awareness of your cause. You go on and you boost the awareness of what it is that you're trying to do for others. And from that, you go on and resonate with so many people that you then start building on the idea of more eyes on your business. You then start building on the awareness of your business once again, which then leads to your sales, which then leads to the increase of your sales, which then leads to the fact that you actually get sought out after, rather than you seeking people out. Do you see the difference there, folks? This is why branding is important. And a lot of people will disregard branding because they don't quite get it, because they don't quite understand it. But when you do get it and understand it, you'll see what the connection is to how it can actually boost your sales, how it can actually boost the awareness of who you are. More importantly, how it can actually boost your reputation, because your reputation is what sticks around for the longest. And your branding, when you get that right, when you understand that it is a longevity kind of thing, not a quick fix kind of thing, you get to understand why you need to pay attention to it. So there you go, folks. I hope that this video really resonated with you and you understood what was going on. Please make sure you go ahead and share your comments underneath this video as well. And before you go, make sure you go ahead and click on the link that's in the description box so you can get to grips with my guide that I have to share with you. So within this particular guide, it is a booklet that allows you to literally start looking into your own brand, start ticking things off the list. What have you addressed versus what have you not addressed? What are you looking into or making sure that you are paying attention versus trying to ignore and just tuck away and push under the carpet? That part. So folks, make sure that you go ahead and tap into that guide. It will literally help you to understand how you can make those better connections, how you can make sure that you are standing out from your competition, how you can actually start building the awareness around your brand, and how you can actually start putting more eyes on you and your business even more, right? So when you get to address these things, things start changing. Amazing things start changing. And yeah, folks, it can only happen if you actually take the action with it. So folks, I'm going to leave it there. Please make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe to this channel, and I will see you on the other side.